Welcome back to my whiskey pick of the week. You know I'm Eric the Whiskey Guy, and as always, as usual, and as expected, I'm bringing you a treat this week, and this week is no different. We are actually doing a wife whiskey pick of the week, and I'm excited to dive right into it. I've had this bottle since the first bottle I got for Christmas. My wife got it for Christmas and it came in the mail, and I was not disappointed when I seen the package. So if you ever want to get your hands on a customized Oak and Eden bottle, this is what the box will look like, and the bottle as well. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, let's open it up so you can get a look-see. It took me a couple months, but I actually found the same identical bottle at the store. So I was like, okay, it's almost the perfect time to do a whiskey pick of the week. And this week has come. Now, this company, so it's a nice box. I was very impressed with the box. Now, this company is a brand new company, 2018. And if you've seen any of my videos, I like to call a brand like this, I like to call it corporate bourbon, because it's so new. 2018, it's the post-internet. You know, they got analysts, and they get people to try to see what people want in their bourbon, what they like, what they don't like, and they all sit around the boardroom and think they come up with the perfect ideas. And this brand is no different. This is what they basically strive on. Their main thing, their claim to fame is innovation, which is kind of hard to do, because when it comes to bourbon, it's not too many things that you can add. There's not going to be any cutting technology, really, because it's been around so long. Anything that you have imagined you can do with bourbon has already been done. But they said, you know what, we're gonna stick our toes in the water and see how it is. So we're gonna see about this. It's the in-bottle finish. Now, it's very confusing, so I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible. Their theory is, instead of putting the whiskey into a second or secondary barrel to get the flavors and the tint to the whiskey, they just gonna put a spiral piece of the barrel in each and every bottle. So each and every bottle has a wood spiral stick that's in the bottle, and they say in theory it's just like aging it. So if the bottle that I have in the shipping package, if I keep that for 20 years, in theory, it's supposed to be the best bourbon that I've ever tried. And I'm not really sold on it. I'm not too keen on the idea, but that is their, as of now, that's their marketing strategy. So I want to see if it kind of lives up to the hype that they put on themselves. I watched a 2-minute video. It was called an introduction to Oak and Eden, and the CEO and the assistant the vice president, they some cocky ones. They are very cocky. They said, basically in the video, they said, you know what, this bottle's for the people that really don't care about the mash bill, and they just want the taste. Now, as soon as I seen that, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with y'all already, because the mash bill is basically the ingredients and the recipes that make the bottle. Everybody cares about the mash bill when it comes to whiskey. It's kind of like if I was making a beef stew and I invited you over, you gonna want to know what's in the pot. Like if I just put some stuff down and I say, hey, don't worry about the ingredients, but it's gonna taste good, you're gonna be like, hey man, what you cooking? And it's a big difference between London broiled beef and mock Cuban replica beef that some people get. It's a big difference in a yes and a no. So that's the same thing when it comes to the mash bill, especially when it comes to bourbon. Like I said, I'm not really gonna get too technical in it, but if you wanna have an argument over some bourbon, try to explain Oak and Eden. Anybody, either you gonna sound like you don't have a clue what you talking about, or it's gonna sound like you think you know everything about bourbon and you ain't got a clue about it. So it's a lose-lose situation. So in this video, I'm gonna just keep it, like I said, I'm gonna just keep it simple because it's so confusion. It's just a hot mess. I just want to know, does it taste good? Oak and Eden. I like the name Oak and Eden, and I like the bottle. Oak and Eden sounds like a power couple that lives in the Florida Panhandle. Oak and Eden, like they got property all over the Florida-Alabama line. That's what Oak and Eden sound like, or like an attorney. A law firm that will get you off any situation that you may be in. You go to Oak and Eden, attorney at law. That's what it sounds like to me. But they in the bourbon business, and their main office is in Texas, but they get it sourced out of Indiana. So these bottles get bounced around so much. So I'm kind of thinking they really don't have the storage nor the time to actually let these bottles sit for 2.5, 1 year after they already done. They just trying to push them out, and the best way to do it is, let's just say we put the barrel in every bottle. So I guess that's where they got the in bottle finish. But let's see how it is. Oak and Eden, attorney at law. Oh, it got a nice little smell to it. It smells like it's gonna be some gas. It got a little nice dark tint, like it maybe looks like a rye, but it shouldn't be. This is actually, it's just base bourbon, no infusion. It's 114. They made it in American oak, so just your regular standard bourbon. Smells good. Oh, that's packing a punch. That is packing a punch. Hey, they may be on to something here. They may be on to something. Now, if this is the regular bottle, this regular bottle is up there with like a cask strength and a foolproof, and technically this should be like they small batch. This is good. This is good. Now, in that theory, I had this bottle for like 2 months. So I'm guessing every time, like if I take another sip of this in like 2 weeks, it should taste a little different than what it tastes today. But right now, this is Oak and Eden. This is pretty good. Now I wouldn't go as far as they did and say that it's one of the 10 best bourbons made in America. I'm not gonna go that far, but it's probably one of the best bourbons that got a P.O. box in Texas. It's gotta be at least one of them. This is not bad. I'm gonna call this like the Oak and Eden. This is like a word of mouth type bourbon. Like somebody, you gotta actually see somebody take this bourbon or even vouch for it. Like they need a Oak and Eden representative on the bourbon aisle at ABC and Total Wine handing out samples. Then you'll be like, okay. So I'm really impressed with it, because I thought maybe it was just gonna be like a gimmick, but they seem like they know what they doing over there. I'm not gonna say that they reinvented the wheel, but they may be on to something with the barrel stick in the bottle. It tastes good. This tastes good because this is supposed to be their entry level. Now, since they put the stick in the bottle, they can't really come out with a double oak. They can't come out with a cask strength or call it a cask strength. So even if they just leave it how it is right now, just this bottle, they don't have to make another one. They'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. This is actually some good bourbon. I'll give it an 8. I'll get 8 out of 10. This is a good one, especially at 114. The proof, you can taste the proof, you can smell the proof, you can actually it got the oak smell to it because they got wood in the bottle. So you're gonna get, like a lot of people, they say it's very oaky. Yes, it's very oaky. Very, very oaky because they got it in there. But this is actually a good one to try. This is definitely to have one in your collection. Oak and Eden is definitely is living up to the hype. It's not as, I don't think it's as good as they think it's good, but it's up there, man. This is up there. This is one of, and I believe this was like a $45 bottle. So this is actually one of the best $45 bottles that I've had. This is up there. This is competing with your Angels Envies. It's the Boulette or the Bullets or however you want to call it. Boulette is up there with that. It's probably a little better than that. But this is up there with the Angel Envy. I would even put this in the same category as far as tasting. It's not too far off the Blue Run, and the Blue Run, that's one of my favorite bourbons. It's definitely up there. So if you into bourbon, get your hands on a bottle of Oak and Eden. You won't be disappointed. This is our whiskey pick of the week. It's Eric the Whiskey Guy, and I'm bringing you the Oak and Eden, attorney at law. No, I'm just kidding, man. But y'all have a good day. That's some good bourbon.